Something really fascinating is happening in the tech world right now. People are actually going out and buying dedicated computers, like little Mac minis, not for themselves, but to run a single piece of software. It's wild. They're basically setting up these AI employees to just sit in a corner, run 24/7, and they text them tasks from anywhere. So let's just dive right into this, because it's a huge shift. A move from AI telling you how to do something to AI that actually does the work for you.
Okay, so this is the absolute key difference you need to get. For the last couple of years, we've had the AI advisor, right? Think ChatGPT. You can ask it, hey, how do I organize my messy desktop? And it'll give you a perfect step-by-step plan. Super helpful. But then you have to actually go and do all the work yourself. We're now stepping into the era of the AI Doer. This is a whole different ballgame. This is an AI that doesn't just give you the plan, it goes and does it. It opens your folders, it moves your files, it gets the job done. And the tool that's really making waves here is called ClaudeBot. So what is it? Well, it's a completely free open source AI agent that, and this is important, lives right there on your own computer. Think of it like your own personal AI assistant that you can command with super simple text messages to do real stuff with your files and apps, all on its own.
Now, what makes ClaudeBot so different really boils down to four things. First, it runs locally, so all your data, your files, they stay with you. Big deal for privacy. Second, you talk to it using everyday apps you already have, like WhatsApp or Telegram. It's literally like texting a friend. Third, it remembers things. You tell it once that you hate a certain type of email, and it'll remember that forever. And fourth, and this is the part that's just mind-blowing, if it needs a tool to do a job and it can't find one, it just codes one itself, from scratch. How wild is that? Okay, so that all sounds pretty amazing in theory, but what can this thing actually do? Let's see it in action. I'm going to walk you through 3 real-world tasks that I put it through, and we'll start with something simple and then, ramp it up to something way more complex. First up, a problem I think we all have, a ridiculously messy external hard drive. Mine was a total digital junkyard, just random video files, podcasts, tutorials, all thrown into one folder. It was the perfect, simple test for my new AI employee. And to get it started, I didn't need to write some complicated line of code. Nope, I just opened up Telegram and sent this super simple, casual message. No tech jargon, just a plain English instruction, exactly like you'd give to a human assistant. And bam, it immediately got to work. It scanned every single file on that drive, figured out what was what, and then it messaged me back on Telegram with a plan. It found duplicate files, a bunch of junk, and suggested this really clean new folder setup. All I had to do was reply yes, and it did the rest. It just executed the whole thing perfectly, leaving me with this beautifully organized drive. So satisfying. All right, so that was local task, pretty cool. But let's try something more complex, something that involves going out onto the internet and using multiple websites. I wanted to see if it could help me prep the script for my weekly AI updates, which, involves checking trends, looking at my own past content, and pulling a ton of info together. And this is just a brilliant example of its power. I sent this one detailed message, telling it to first go to LinkedIn and analyze all the viral posts. Then hop over to my YouTube channel to understand my style. Then go do the actual research for this week's news. And finally, put it all together and create a script. I just sent that one text and I just sat back and watched. It was amazing. My computer's browser just opened up on its own, it logged into my accounts, started scrolling through feeds, analyzing videos. After a little back and forth where I asked it to also check Twitter, it combined everything, the LinkedIn trends, my YouTube style, the Twitter news, into one final script right there on my desktop. And the total time? From that first message to the final script in my hands, just 13 minutes. 13? That's incredible. Okay, for the last test, I wanted to really push it. I wanted a creative and a technical challenge. So I asked, could my AI employee code a brand new website landing page for my startup growth school completely from scratch? So I gave it this command. And notice it's not just build a website. I gave it creative direction. I told it I wanted it to be inspired by Apple's super clean website design. And I even told it what specific online coding tool to use to build it. So how did it do? Honestly, it was a fantastic start. It totally nailed the Apple vibe with the fonts and the spacing. The basic structure was all there, but it wasn't perfect. The colors were wrong, it used placeholder images, and it couldn't find the right logo. I'd say it got about 80% of the way there, which, look, isn't a finished product, but it's a massive head start that saves hours and hours of that initial setup work. So you've seen what it can do. And if you're feeling a little adventurous, you're probably wondering, okay, how can I get one of these? Let's walk through a simplified way to get your own AI employee up and running. First things first, a quick but really important heads up. The tool was originally called ClaudeBot, but because of a copyright thing with Anthropic, the company that makes the Claude AI, it's now called MoldBot. So if you see the name MoldBot, don't worry, you're in the right place. It's the exact same tool. Okay, getting this thing started is surprisingly simple. You just search for MoldBot to find their official page. You go to their Quick Start section and you'll find a single line of code. Just copy that command and then open up the Terminal app on your computer. That's pretty much all the prep you need to do. Now, before you paste that command and hit enter, the tool itself gives you this warning, and it's important. It's basically saying, hey, I'm powerful, and letting an AI run loose on your computer has risks. This is why everyone, myself included, highly recommends you install this on a secondary computer, not your main day-to-day machine, just to be on the safe side. So, once you agree, the setup starts right there in the terminal. You just use your keyboard's arrow keys to make your choices. You'll want to pick Quick Start, then choose an AI provider like Anthropic. You'll have to pop over to their website to get a free API key, then you just paste it back in. And finally, you get to pick which AI model you want it to use, like the really powerful Claude Opus. After that initial setup, a little web dashboard opens up in your browser. And honestly, this is the easiest way to connect your messaging app. You literally just type connect Telegram into the chat. The bot then gives you perfect step-by-step instructions. You use this thing in Telegram called BotFather to create your own bot. You get a special code called a token, you paste it back in, and then you send it a pairing code. I know it sounds a little complicated, but it's really just a few copy and paste steps, and then boom, you're connected. So once it's all set up and running, what does this actually mean for us? We're looking at the very beginning of a new way of using computers, where we have this active, intelligent agent just working for us, quietly in the background. And that right there is the biggest takeaway. The entire paradigm is shifting. We are moving so fast past the stage of just asking an AI for advice, and we're entering a new world where we delegate entire real-world tasks to autonomous agents that can actually take action for us. Which, of course, brings us to the final and most important question. This isn't really a matter of if anymore. It's when and how we'll all be using these things. So I'll just leave you with this to chew on. If you had a tireless, intelligent assistant connected to your entire digital life, what would be the very first task you'd give it?